Okay. Oh, great spirit, Father, sky, Mother, earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my mother, Tanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives and we thank you for these good, good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste. Okay, so let's just dive straight in here. We were going to go into abundance, right? Yesterday we went more into relationships. Today we're going to go into abundance. Now, the reason that they are so connected is because we experience both love and abundance as direct expressions of our lovability, right? So when we're in a relationship and we're being nurtured and we're being loved, we feel lovable, we feel worthy of love. And as our worth and our feeling of being loved goes up, right? Our tank is being filled up, so our vibration increases. The more safe we feel, right? Because the higher the vibe, the safer you feel, the more you open. And the more that your chakras open, the more that your energies open, the more that you're able to receive money, pleasure, peace, joy, opportunity. And it's all connected, especially for women, with safety. Right? The more you feel safe, the more you open. The more you feel open, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more it's visible that you're manifesting. When you're in a toxic relationship or when you're in dealing with relationship blocks, the fear makes you close. The more that your chakras close, the less that you can receive. So then it suddenly looks like everything's stopped and it can almost feel like a hard stop, right? And everything seems to shut off at once. And you don't know why you suddenly can't connect with a partner or get a date or make any money. It's like everything's off. And it's because all the chakras have closed down, even your aura's closed down. And some of us go so far as to actually put up energetic walls, right? Yeah. Some of us actually put up energetic walls that tell people to stay away from us, because when our heart gets broken, and hearts do not just get broken in romantic relationships, hearts get broken with parents, hearts get broken through illness, hearts get broken through loss of jobs, hearts get broken through betrayal of a mentor or teacher. So when the heart gets broken, right, we stop trusting. And we don't just stop trusting ourselves because we're like, how could I have let that person in my life, right? I thought they were a good person. They're not a good person. So we stop trusting ourselves, but we also stop trusting God, because then our human mind goes, how could God let this happen, right? How can I possibly trust Creator if this happened to me? But betrayal and trust as a wound, right, is the only way that we are able to develop this infinite trust in God, right? Or this unconditional love for God. Because if you only do something because you're getting something from it, that's a power exchange, that's a struggle. Love comes from a place of doing it, not just because it's the right thing, but because it's who you are, right? It's an identity shift. And betrayal teaches us to do things because it's who we are, instead of operating from a place of karma or from a place of revenge. It teaches us to be who we are, no matter what other people are doing or how they express. And very often we have a lot of agreements and contracts to learn how to be who we are no matter what, how to be loving no matter what. And that's how we define unconditional love. So anywhere where you're operating from this paradigm of, I'm only going to be nice to people who are nice to me, I'm only going to be loving to people who are loving to me, right? I'm going to react to people based on their behavior instead of based on who I am or based on God's guidance. Can we release that now, please? Anywhere where you're in a power struggle with God's will. There we go. So anywhere where you're energetically telling the universe to leave you alone, where you think you can't trust God, you can't trust people, you can't trust yourself. Can we release that now, please? There we go. Okay. I'm just going to tune in again. Anywhere where you've put up energetic walls or where you've closed off your energy entirely, can we release that too, please? Oh. Okay, and I can actually feel the resentment coming up from your kidneys. So can we release that now? And just give all of that energy of not being trustworthy to Creator, because the person that hurt you from a wounded place, right? Whether it was because they were triggered, whether it was because you reminded them of somebody else, whether it was because they had their own issues, it doesn't matter. It was never about you. It wasn't about your worthiness of love, and it wasn't you that made a wrong choice. It was them that made a wrong choice. There we go. Whew. And whenever we choose fear as a response, we can always choose again. That's what Course in Miracles says. We always choose love. Ooh. Okay. Hi, Sky. I've had a pattern of rejection from friendships as well as the healing I have around life. Going without jealousy and toxic people in my life, can you see, is there anything else that needs to be done to end this pattern? Thank you. You need to work on guilt about your gift. Oh, that's the first time I've channeled that one. You need to work on guilt about your gift. So, in my experience, there's this belief that some people are born gifted and other people are born without gifts, which is a complete lie, but it's still a very strong belief in the collective consciousness. And this belief that you have something that other people don't have and that you don't deserve, this guilt about your gift then causes a lot of the jealousy and the drama that's coming on. So there's an inner child healing that needs to happen here. So I definitely need this one. If you guys need it and you're listening, just say yes. Got to heal the guilt about the gift. Let's just release, send so much unconditional love to this inner child. Okay, that's looking a lot better. And can we replace this belief that you should be not just grateful for your gift, but proud of your greatness, proud of your gift, and what it feels like to have your gifts be cherished and nurtured? There we go. Ooh, instead of being sabotaged or destroyed or repressed. And some of you, I can feel that your mothers or siblings or families did that because they were afraid that you'd get discovered or killed or hurt. So can we release that as well, please? Ooh. And downloading through Creator to you how to be brave and releasing, sending energetic emails to them, releasing them from this karmic obligation to protect you against persecution, against challenges, telling them that you are strong and that whilst you'll need their support as you work your way through challenges or any persecution, that you still need to glow up and grow up into the divine life purpose that you came here to fulfill. Okay. Thank you, Sky. I have a question. I'm planning to buy a house with my sister. Wanted to check in if it's a good idea and can we remove blocks? I really want to settle down somewhere. Thank you. Like when I'm asking your angels, I think it's not okay. So there's definitely blocks around this. I think that if you're going to buy a house with your sister, you need to make sure there are proper contracts in place detailing exactly how much investment you're both making, exactly what happens when you sell the house, exactly what happens if you guys don't agree on a decision. Like, this needs to be a lot more organized than it is. Business with family is just as complicated as business with strangers. So you need to have the exact same security principles in place. But I think as long as you do that, it's going to be okay. So can I release the triggers that you both have to treating this as like a proper business agreement or a proper business deal? And to doing the due diligence, to really doing what needs to be done so that you don't get yourself into trouble. Because the angels are showing me this has like got the potential to really do damage both to you and to her if you don't really take it seriously. Okay. That's looking a lot better. Yeah, so sometimes when we're doing business with friends or with family, we don't take the time to sit down and do the legal side or do the planning side. And it can really, it's like a marriage, right? You want to get married to somebody, but you don't actually take the time to have the conversation of how do you think children should be raised? What religion are you? How do you want to spend the holidays? How do you feel about finances and how do you handle your money? Are you in a large amount of debt? And then these things blow up in your face. And because of these stealth expectations and these unhad conversations, we end up dealing with what we conceive as a toxic relationship later on, when the reality was it was there to begin with. We just didn't want to look, right? So it's best to kind of open up Pandora's box now, see what's really there, work out the problems now when you're both calm, when you're not triggered. Really treat relationships, particularly business relationships, with family and with friends, with just as much love and care. In fact, even more love and care than you would if it wasn't a family or a friend. Okay. Barbara Young. Hi, Skylar. Lovely to see you and receive so much love and blessings. You too, my love. Hello, dear. Thank you for your love and contribution. I feel like I have a huge block in love and abundance. In Bucharest, where I come from, so much joy and happiness to be here. How can we release it, please? My love, when I'm scanning you, it's actually a religious abuse block. There's a real belief that pleasure is wrong, like joy in life is wrong, and that you have to be really serious to get close to God, and that pleasure will somehow corrupt you. So I'm going to bring in the religion angels, particularly Archangel Raziel, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Melchizedek, Archangel Metatron, so they can work on releasing the religious trauma so that you're allowed to experience pleasure, because there's no greater pleasure for a man or a woman than being able to keep their family, their friends, and their children safe, and being able to give them the best in life. And that's what money provides, this really deep safety. And it's a great pleasure to be able to do that, right? The same thing with love. There is no greater pleasure than feeling your partner's love. And it's that pleasure that leads to intimacy, that leads to sex, that leads to marriage, that leads to wanting children. You experiencing pleasure in their company, pleasure in their connection. So when you block off pleasure, you believe that you're not allowed to enjoy things, then it blocks all the other manifestations from happening. So can we just allow this lie to be taken from you? Pleasure is a kind of love. There we go. Pleasure is a love language. Can we show you the difference between pleasure and lust? Lust is when you want to use somebody sexually because you think that connecting with them will make you feel better, or will make you worthy of something, or will make you more of a man or more of a woman or more of a person, right? You want to use someone. Pleasure is when you feel genuine joy and love in their presence, and you would never willingly or intentionally hurt them, and you'll do everything in their power to take care of them. There you go. Ooh. Pleasure and lust are different things. Ooh. Okay. Livia is saying, hello. Hi, Livia. Look at me waving. I would like to know if my current partner is one of my soulmates, and if he is not, my real one is coming. Have I met him before? And it didn't. I have met him before and it didn't work out. Thank you so much, my love. He's definitely one of your soulmates, but I don't think he's your most compatible soulmate. So it definitely has the potential to work out and become a long-term relationship. But I think on a soul level, you're going, this isn't my my most compatible soulmate. I want to do my life's work. I want my soulmate to be a spiritual teacher as well. So it depends on how you want the soulmate love to express, right? You do have like a divine life partner soulmate. This is he's definitely a compatible soulmate, but he's not a divine life partner. So I don't think he'll be teaching with you or things like that. But he is definitely one of your soulmates, and the love between you both is real. Um, so whether or not you stay or go is between you and God. And that's what the angels are saying. Tell her to ask God, tell her to actually ask God if she should stay or if she should go, because you're wondering in your heart, but you're not giving God the decision. And that's where you're getting stuck. So you can leave a relationship from a place of love. You don't have to leave a relationship from a place of trauma. All right, you really don't. You can leave from a place of strength. You can leave from a place of love. And that's what they call like conscious uncoupling. And it's much healthier than leaving a relationship from a toxic place. Okay, Marie is saying, hi, would you be so kind as to give me a reading today? Okay, my love, the angels have heard you. Can I have clarity about healing the hate my father's wife has towards me? I miss having a relationship with my father. Let me just do a scan. I'm going to call on Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene and Esther. And I'm actually going to call in Moses's mother and Moses's sister because they were stepmothers as well. There we go. Okay, so first things first. Can I release any way in which you're competing with your stepmom? Yeah, can we just start by releasing that for your father's love and affection? Your father has more than enough love to love both of you. Anywhere where your inner child is trying to make your father choose between you both, can we release that now, please? He can have the love of a woman and the love of his daughter. Anywhere where you're carrying karma or self-hatred for lifetimes where you've been a stepmom and you're not able to forgive yourself for not being able to love your children or not knowing how to be a stepmom, can we release that now, please? And can we complete that karma under the law of grace? We're going to bring in the Lords of Karma. And off we go. Okay, can we also pull your power back? Would that be all right? Okay, that's looking a lot better. And then we're going to command an instant healing on the family constellation. We're going to bring in the sacred geometric shapes to restore balance. And release the belief that it's not possible for there to be a reconciliation. And replace it with it's possible. Going to bring in Archangel Raguel as well because he's very good at navigating unfair relationships and restoring balance. So, okay, let's do the evil stepmother conversation. Whenever we think somebody is evil or bad and that it's all their fault, right? It doesn't matter whether you call them a narcissist or the stepmom or your mom, or it doesn't matter what label you put on them. When your subconscious mind gets the message that this person is unlovable, right, and unsafe, then it blocks the healing. And the reason is that the moment the healing occurs, this safe person would then be able to get close to you. And your unconscious mind is not going to let anybody that's not safe close to you. Okay. So believing that somebody is unsafe and you don't want them anywhere near you blocks the healing, which is why you often have to talk to their higher self, or decide if you actually want what you're asking for. Okay. Because you can't believe that somebody is evil or bad or unsafe. You have to be able to at least see them as a human being with good and bad bits, right? You have to shift from this black and white, they're bad, I'm good, to we're both human. We both have flaws. We both make mistakes. You have to level the playing field, right? And then from that space, with the basics, because in order for there to be a relationship, you have to at least have respect, right? You don't have to have love or affection, but you have to at least have respect and safety. That's when the miracle can occur and the person can start to change, because then it's safe for them to be near you and it's safe for you to be near them. But what happens when we do healings with people is we often don't see how we have hurt someone. And unless the person trusts us, they're unlikely to show us or tell us the things that we did that hurt them, right? So whenever somebody is angry at you or hates you, trust that there is an aspect to it. It's always 100%, 100%, and be open, right? Be open to taking responsibility for your side of the street, as it were. Okay. But it blocks the healing if you think that that person's, terrible and you don't want to be anywhere near them. So can we release that, please? Ooh. Now, let's go back to the basics of metaphysics, okay? Whatever you believe becomes true for you. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe that your mother is a bad person or your stepmom is a bad person, then it feeds that reality. The moment that you take your power back and you're like, actually, I'm creating this. It doesn't matter who started the creation. I can uncreate it now. If it's not loving, I can discreate it now. You have to take your energy back, because giving someone the power to make you afraid, the power to harm you, is keeps you in that um, victim consciousness, which means you then can't discreate the reality. So the first thing is and this is where Course in Miracles really helps me. This is the first thing where anytime there's a big conflict, the first place I go to is nothing is real, right? It's an illusion. So if I trust that that is the ultimate truth of the universe, that this whole experience is an illusion, what would I do, right? If it's not real and I can take 100% responsibility, what do I do? Or what would God do, right? And then the answer is simple. God would love. So that normally then starts you to be able to use your psychic gifts. You start being able to send the rays of creation and do an energetic clearing. You start being able to see the wounded, hurt little girl inside your mom or your stepmom or your grandmother or your father, or you start actually being able to have compassion, probably for the first time, for just how wounded and hurt this person is. And you start believing that no matter what happened, God can sort it out, God can heal it. There we go. And that's the next bit. Like, you need to realize that you of your own strength cannot heal this. And it's totally okay to recognize that and to be like, I don't believe narcissism can be healed. I don't believe that diabetes can be healed. I don't believe that cancer can be healed. That's okay. You don't have to. You can't, but God can. That's the space you have to get to in your mind. I can't, but God can. And as long as I lean on God's strength, then it can manifest anyway, right? As long as you admit to God that you don't have that level of faith, God can go around it. He can use your free will to create a bridge and carry you to the places that you're not able to go manifestation wise, and build that divine strength. Hi, Sky. Hello, lovely. That's Char Char. Can you please help me see where I will meet my soulmate? Okay, let me have a look. Okay, they're actually showing me that you're going to meet him at a wedding. It's going to be around um, spring, summertime. You're going to meet him at a wedding, and then it's going to get Like the connection is going to get real in the reception. But it's to show me you're going to meet your soulmate at a wedding in spring. And they know you've been manifesting. I can see the romance angels all around you. So get ready, it's coming. It's definitely coming for you. Hi, beautiful Skylar. Can you please tell me when and where I will meet my divine life partner? And do the angels have any messages on what I can do to prepare? Okay, let me have a look. Okay, Jupiter, this is bizarre, but I'm actually seeing that your divine life partner is going to be doing something. I think I've never said this to anyone before in my life. They're showing me like a skateboard. So he either skateboards or he has like somebody close to him that does, or you're going to meet him next to some kind of a skateboarding park. Okay. Do I have anything that I can do to prepare? They're showing me that you don't feel like a real grown up, that there's like a part of you that still feels like a little girl, and they need you to do the work to feel like a woman, like to really feel like an adult, and that you're ready for everything that a relationship has to offer instead of just dating or just falling in love. Like you're ready for the whole package, the full commitment. Okay, do an energy break because I'm feeling a bit sticky. Hi, Sky. Can you give me some insight into my future partner and what's blocking me from moving forward? Like this is not your first your partner has been through a lot. Like when I'm tuning into them, they've had their heart pretty badly broken, and they've kind of it's like when we talked about having an energetic wall. So what I would do if I were you is I would start um praying over them, praying for their healing, asking God to bring them the right people, the right situations to be able to not just heal their broken heart, but to be able to heal their capacity to trust others, and their capacity to feel worthy of being loved. Because I think you can feel that your partner is really struggling, and part of them doesn't want, like, there's that energy of I don't want to be in a relationship. So whenever I feel that from a future partner, I tell their soulmate to start really bringing God into their soulmate's life from a distance, because God has work to do before this person is ready for you. And if you start praying over them and declaring over them and healing, like distance healing now, then they're showing me around 3 months. They're showing me around 3 months, but they're hiding. Um, so and I think you're feeling that energy of, well, if they don't want me, then I don't want to deal with this. And do I really want to deal with that level of pain, etc.? So let God do the work before you get there. Don't wait until you meet them. They've really had their soul crushed by someone. So just um, keep doing the distance healing and the unconditional love and the work, and it will manifest with ease without you having to deal with the other person's drama. Hi, Sky. Both my parents passed away when I was a baby. I'm so sorry, darling. Apart from being upset with God, I also felt that I can't have what I want, that I don't matter. My dream is to create a family of my own. I'm wondering if there is still something I need to clear in this area. Let me do a scan and see, my love. Okay, so they're showing me that it's about grieving, because obviously it happened when you were a baby. There's like a lot of grief still locked in, and not being able, because the parents died, not being allowed to express the anger towards your parents. So you've expressed the anger towards God, but not really expressed your anger towards them. So that's where I would work. That's where I would work it, if that makes sense. Um, that's really where I would work it. Um, and also connecting with your soul parents, which is one of the techniques that we use in theta, so that you can get that blueprint of divine mother energy, divine father energy, instead of the blueprint for absent or passed away parents. I would really also muscle test, I will die, I will leave my children behind, because there's often a very deep unconscious fear that something will happen to you, that parents have anyway, and then that our kids will be left um, behind. So can we release all that, please? Would that be okay? Okay. Barbara's saying, I would really appreciate healing with my relationship with my husband. He is loving and great in many ways, but I get triggered when I feel he is judging me. He says he's only asking me questions or having fun. This is about you not really respecting him. If you start, like, literally, if you sit there and you start sending him unconditional respect, you just open your hands and start sending him that unconditional respect, his attitude is going to change. It's his way of kind of getting your attention or putting you in your place when he can feel that you are that you're not respecting him, basically. And then he's the attack, the judgment, the question, the making fun is his way of discharging the pain, the emotional pain that he's in, that he can feel he's lost your respect. So can we release that, please, and show you to just start energetically sending him respect? He needs it, the same way that you need to be cherished. Okay. Hi, Sky. Would you have a look into my relationship? Is there a possibility to save it? Let me have a look. Okay. From a human perspective, I want to say there's always a possibility to save a relationship. But when I'm asking your angels, they're showing me it's not for your highest and best good. Like, if this doesn't feel, um, my heart feels so sad when I'm looking at this, and I'm not sure if it's because you've already given up but you can't admit it to yourself, or if it's because your partner's already started to move on because they can feel you're not already in it. But if you want to save this relationship, you're really going to have to look at the part of you and the part of them that's already given up, and make a conscious effort to start pouring so much love into the relationship and praising them every day and affirming them every day. You're going to have to be willing to go first, and be the most loving one first. Hey, Sky, am I going in the right direction in my business? I've been told I'm a teacher. What modality will I teach? Thank you. My love, I think you're going to be a multimodality person, and that's completely okay. Um, I think you're going to teach metaphysical concepts and then actually perform the healings using different modalities. So let's say you give a talk on manifestation, but then you feel guided that the person you choose from the audience needs theta or EFT or um, Reiki or hypnosis. You'll use whatever they need to be able to achieve the transformation. Does that make sense? So you choose a topic and then you will use your whole tool set when you're doing your healings. I think it's eventually going to lead to you creating your own modality as well. Okay, energy break, so I don't carry that one. Hey, Skylar. Hi, everybody. Love being here with you all. The healing encompasses me too. Me too, my love. It really does help me a lot. Okay, Teresa saying, Solar, there is a crow that is trying to tell me something this morning because it demands my attention. Can you help? Yeah, let me have a look. Animal signs, here we come. Okay, so I'm immediately be shown that the crow is like a sign that your ancestors are trying to talk to you. And they're really there's like a message of like that I'm getting of take yourself seriously. Um, and don't be afraid of belonging to a community because crows and other animals are very independent, but they also have flocks, they also have community. So you can be really intelligent and also belong. But to really take your gifts seriously, not let being inside a community be the place where you disappear. So it's working on belonging instead of fitting in. Fitting in is where you disappear and where you're not really yourself, and belonging is when you are yourself. Okay. Okay. Nothing to ask, just to say thank you for sharing the knowledge with us. All the sessions helped me a lot to look inside without fear and with a little more hope to live better. Aho, my love, you guys really helped me too. Okay, Susanna's saying, Jupiter's saying, thank you, you're welcome. Susanna's saying, I would also like to ask about my romantic partner that I'm looking forward to meeting. Okay, let me have a look. Okay, so you have deep unconscious bias towards age. That's what they're showing me for you to work on. Um, I actually think that he's younger than you. They're showing me that he's like, and that's the major trigger, but they're showing me that he's younger than you and that you have unconscious bias. So you need to work on your ageism, darling, so you can let this relationship flow. Hello, Sky. Oh, let's keep going. Hi, Sky. So I'm making my manifestations detailed. However, I also have seen that I seem to be attracting guys who just want to have a sexual relationship, including married men. What is it about my energy? Because I don't know if it's me or it's them or having to learn lessons. Thank you. So let me have a look, angels. Hmm. Okay, I'm just going to take a second because it literally her energy is closed. So I'm gently sending a lot of trust. I'm just knocking to kind of wait for it to open over here. Now it's starting to open for me. Okay, so they're showing me that there's an unconscious belief. I'm not sure if it's inherited or if it's from childhood, but a belief that like sex before marriage is bad, and that women who experience sexual pleasure are like whores or sluts. And that's the energy that's pulling in men that are ashamed of their own sexual desires and who aren't able to create sexually happy relationships. Because let me put it this way, if you're married, but you believe that a woman who's in touch with her sexual pleasure is a whore, then you're not going to want to have sex with your wife, right? You're going to want your wife to be pure and you're going to have affairs and stuff so that you can express your true sexual desires. So it's a vibrational match for other people that are wounded from a religious perspective. So can we release that? Can we release those beliefs? Gosh, it's super sticky stuff inside the womb and the base. So can we just pull out that black tar type, shame type stuff? Right. Can I also release the belief that men only want sex? And can we show you the truth? Men want love. They only go for sex when they think they're not lovable or they think they can't have love. So it's a lovability wound. Okay. So can we show you how to go for men that believe they're lovable and for you to feel they're lovable too? And they're asking me if it's okay if we do a healing on the whole male ancestral line because the men in your family really don't believe they're lovable. So we're going to have to do a healing on your divine masculine and on your ancestral masculine here, please. There we go. Just say yes if you'd like that. Okay, that's starting to shift beautifully. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Okay. Sarah Ann's telling. So Jupiter asked if she was supposed to have twins, and now Sarah Ann's going. I saw my twins before they were conceived. I saw my son before he was conceived as well. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's going to be a girl," and I knew he was a little boy. So yeah, 100%. It's part of conscious conception. All I would say is be careful what you wish for when it comes to twins. Okay. Love joining you for these. Listening to you is such a welcome addition to my day. The master classes have made it to have been just amazing in bringing fresh awareness and renewed faith. I've also gained clarity with health concepts and been able to address with some of these deeper issues. Oh, my love, thank you so much. Okay. These sessions have been awesome. Thank you. How can I draw more love into my life? So, love is about giving what you want to receive, right? Love, whenever I pull in love, it's because I'm deeply focused on my mission here on earth. I'm happy, right? I'm happy with my life and with what I'm doing. And I want to share that joy with somebody else. I want to share my life with somebody else. So, how do you attract or pull love into your life? You let go. You let go of the unhappiness. You let go of everything that's stopping you from being yourself and you start doing the things that make you happy. That's what we do on dates. You know, we go out to places that make us happy with somebody. Start dating yourself, start wooing yourself, start bringing love into your life. And it very quickly pulls in people who are willing to love you. But that's the root is that in order to bring love into your life in every area, business, relationship, health, you have to let go of what's blocking love from entering. Love is available to us all around us all the time, 365 days a year, right? Love is always available. What blocks it is the fear that we're experiencing. So anywhere where you're blocking the love in your life, can you just imagine all the blocks falling away? It's one of my favorite Louise Hay meditations until there's nothing left except the deep love you have for yourself, for God, and for your soulmate. Oh, there we go. Some of you are afraid of loving God. You're afraid that loving God is going to turn you into a religious nut. Okay, that's not what happens. Fear turns you into a religious nut. Loving God, right, turns you into who you really are. There we go. You don't have to be afraid of loving God. It's not going to make you into a nutcracker. There we go. Okay to love God. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm truly ready for another relationship yet, but I'd love to know whether my twin flame could potentially become my divine partner or if there's something more aligned for me. So we discussed twin flames yesterday, and it being like twin flames are a mirror of us, which means if we don't love ourselves, then they're a massive trigger and there's constant arguments. So if you want your twin flame relationship to be a lifetime relationship, the thing to focus on is self-love and lovability, right? Robert Holden wrote an amazing book with Louise Hay called Lovability that really goes into this in depth. But it's not, you can't pay lip service to self-love. You actually have to be able to love the different parts of yourself. And I know, what does that actually mean practically? It means that you go back to the places where your inner child felt that it was unlovable, and you do the work so that you are able to integrate that inner child and love that inner child and awaken the gifts that it repressed because it thought that those gifts weren't lovable, right? So that you're actually proud of it. That's what you do to create self-love. Okay. Like to do self-worth, you go and you look for all the places in your life where you felt worthless, and then you work on those traumas and on integrating those aspects, whether that aspect is an ancestor or an inner child or um, a past life version of you, or a part of your soul. It doesn't matter. What matters is that that part is wounded and it needs to be returned to God, right? Or returned to love. So whenever you're stuck in a particular area, like what is self-love, what is self-respect, what is you have to go and look at the places where you felt disrespected. You have to go, but really take the time to write down your story, that because those are the images, those memories are the series of images that your unconscious mind is playing all the time, 365 days a year. And that's what I teach in medical intuitive, is to look at the different memories that are being played in your unconscious mind and break them down and change their meaning and change the beliefs around them, so that you are not perpetually stuck in these karmic holograms that then eventually the blocks create diseases inside the body, right? So it's that energy of really looking at lovability. Where did you feel like you were not lovable? That you had to be someone else to get love, someone else to get attention, someone else to get the validation or respect that you wanted. Okay. And the way that I do healings, okay, is that I break it down into manageable chunks. I don't Setting unrealistic expectations for healing is just a recipe for disaster. So if you think some people do get that instant healing, and I call them my one-hit wonders, and there's plenty of them, and it happens all the time. But the vast majority of the healings that I see is people taking regular and consistent action, and they chip away at a very big block or a very big wall over a series of sessions and over a series of months at a time that feels safe and balanced for their soul and their soul development. And there's no wrong way to heal, right? It's okay to break it down. What happens though is, if you think, let's say you're dealing with the Great Wall of China and somebody else is dealing with their garden gate, you can imagine why one is so easy to heal and one takes such a long time. So it's important to like quantify where you are in the healings, and you can muscle test this. And that's something else we teach in medical intuitive. You can teach to people to muscle test this issue is, 50% healed, 100% healed, 20% healed. You can muscle test where someone is on the journey to wholeness on a particular issue, and that gives them a sense of control and a sense of safety, and a sense of not getting lost or overwhelmed or feeling like I'm never going to do it, because every breakthrough helps. Every healing makes a difference. It's just that if you don't know where you are in the journey, you can get lost on a mountain for years unless you have a map, and it's exactly the same. It's important to know the destination and know where you are on the map to get there, right? Roberta saying, I feel a drive to gain past knowledge by stepping into Wiccan practices. Would it be beneficial to my growth towards learning healing practices? Thank you, blessings. You let your inner witch unleash. Yeah, I think you're going to have to do a few past life healings, but your divine guidance is correct, and you're going to create many other beautiful witches. Sarah answering, did I miss my question? I have stomach issues today. Can you send healing? Yeah, I'm sending healing, my love. Okay, it just feels like taking on everyone's energy and like being really unsure financially about how to make everything work and how to make ends meet. So can we just do an instant financial healing for you? Is that okay? And the guilt, like there's constant mom guilt about not being able to give at the level that you would like to give financially. Hi, beautiful sky. Do I have any messages from the angels about how to move forward in life? And I'm actually immediately seeing a cherubim next to you, the one like the ones that have the lion's face with the wings. And I'm seeing I'm really seeing this I'm really seeing this energy of courage. Like you're going to have to be brave. You're going to have to take risks. There's like a lot of conditioning for you that risky behavior is bad. And the reality is that you only get rewarded in direct proportion to the risks that you're able to take in life. Okay, in direct proportion to the risks that you're able to take in life. So, can we release the belief that taking risks is bad? And can we show you that taking risks is a part of being out of your comfort zone? It's a part of stepping into your power. Okay, that's looking really good to me. So I'm going to stop here and do our closing prayer. I'll see you guys tomorrow between 1 and 2 for our angel readings. And then we have our Love and Abundance Masterclass tomorrow night, which I'm super excited about. I love you all so much. And I'm just going to do our closing prayer and do some blessings over us all. O Great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives and we thank you for these good, good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Creator, we ask that you pull all of our fears from us, that you teach us to walk in grace and patience and beauty, that you give us the strength to become the light workers that we came to this planet to be. We ask that you release us from all the traumas, all the darkness, all the fears that bind us, so that we can become the lights that we're capable of being for this earth. Aho, Amen, Namaste.